Today we're having a look at the central midfielder, and there's one thing that we're going to be looking at that is crucial to helping develop the central midfielder's game. There's plenty of skills and techniques that are important for that central midfielder, but there's this one area that we want to look at that will probably influence your game and help influence the game around you a little bit more. And if we do this, you'll find you'll get much more success and help your team out. So have a look through the video and see what that one thing is to help develop your game.
And this one thing may seem quite simple, yet it has a huge impact on your game, and that is playing the ball forward. Sometimes we see a lot of midfielders who don't do that, but what it does is it creates a huge amount of opportunity. So if you're that central midfielder and you see the option to play into your striker or attacking midfielder or just forwards to your teammates, then take it. Don't just play the sideways pass. Maybe try and take that risk if you're confident enough to play into that danger area, giving your attacking players a better chance to break forward and get the ball in areas where it can hurt the opponents. And two of the best players I ever saw at this were Paul Scholes and Pirlo. Fantastic at getting on the ball and having a quick positive pass forwards. But if we take a look at Fred, currently his passing rate this season is 87.6%, and Kante for Chelsea has 86.9%. Kevin De Bruyne, though, who I regard as one of the best passers in the Premier League or even world football, has a much lower percentage rate though, which leads to an interesting question later on. But we have to have a think about these passers, and does their percentage make them actually a better passer of the ball? Rather surprisingly, Fred has the highest passing rate out of all those players. However, he may have that higher passing rate because he plays the shorter, safer pass more regularly. This can sometimes come in playing the ball sideways, but if you do that too often, it can cause dangers and problems for your team, as we can see here from this video. Fred getting on the ball here in the middle of the pitch, if he plays it sideways too regularly, it encourages the other team to step forwards higher up the pitch, causing them to press higher and to put your team under more pressure, potentially in their own area of the pitch. What you want to try and do is when you realise and see that opportunity to play forwards, have a quick sharp pass into the forward players. What that does, it allows your team to then release players. So the wide players can break forwards, the other central midfielder or potentially attacking midfielder can step forwards into the attacking third of the pitch. So that positive pass forwards helps set up opportunities for the rest of your team. So if we compare the two players, we can quite easily see who has the better passing success rate. But if you were to look at it and ask the question, who's the better passer, I'm sure that 99.9% of us would say Kevin De Bruyne. Whereas looking at the success rate, Fred's got a relatively higher passing figure. But that does not make him a better passer of the ball than Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne can open up defences by playing the ball forwards nice and quickly. And here are the reasons why we want to have that as a midfielder. We want to get that ball forwards quicker, and one of the reasons why is that it creates many more opportunities for your team. It may be a risk, but it's well worth doing and having in your locker. So if you want to develop your game as a midfielder, this one thing of playing the ball forward is absolutely crucial to becoming more of an influence on the game. What we're going to look at now is when we should be playing the ball forwards. And first of all, it's when we have possession for a more sustained period of time. We want to try and have a little outlet and look to play that ball forwards quickly at times. The reason being is we've been in these situations plenty of times where we're playing the ball around, moving it around, trying to get the other team out of shape. When you receive that ball again in the middle of the pitch, if the opportunity to play forwards into an attacker or attacking midfielder is on, then take it. Doing that allows you to be the foundation of the attack, so it allows runners to move off the ball, go forwards and then penetrate in behind the defence. So look to try and get that ball forwards after keeping possession when that opportunity is on. A counter-attack won't happen if you don't play that ball forwards quickly, so this is one of the key moments to use it. And these situations as a midfielder come about quite regularly. You may receive the ball just after a free kick, corner, and look to break forwards, but what we've got to do is have that positive pass, penetrating that pass forwards in between the gap of maybe two defenders, allowing the rest of the team to break forwards and go and attack. If your pass isn't crisp and direct and penetrating, then that counter-attack is off. So make the most of those opportunities with those positive passes forward. And another time is when the attackers find space. Attackers can have a hard role, especially if they're playing against a back four or back five who are marking tightly and squeezing the space in midfield. If they're making runs and not receiving the ball, it could become a bit demoralising for them, and that may stop them from actually making those runs in the future at times where it's needed. So if that attacker makes a good run into a good space, then give them the ball. A nice short, sharp, crisp pass into their feet can do wonders for the attacker and for your team. So be confident enough to pass through that small gap into your attacker's feet. It may mean that sometimes you lose the ball, but try it even in those tight areas while in the attacking third. It can create opportunities and chances for your team. Players like Scholes and Pirlo are widely regarded as some of the best midfielders in the last 20 years or so, but they are so good, or they were so good, because they were able to play the ball forwards with variety in their passing and great technique. Bring it into your game more regularly and you'll see the benefits. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to see more training and analysis.